Smashing. Yeah. Right, I'd just like to thank everybody for coming. It's been a wonderful day so far. And I'd like to apologise in advance for any dad dancing later on. But yeah, so nice and simple. If you can all just raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Jury. Congratulations. You look lovely. Cheers, love. Cheers, Adam. And who's next? Smashing.
Well done, Paul.
Do.
Now, I've been told to keep it fairly short and sweet, but, you know, me and Chatting, I can talk on for a little bit. But, you know, just like to thank you all for coming. I know quite a lot of you travelled fairly far to come here, especially down the end, other side of the country, basically. And, yeah, could have been someone from Canada, but he decided not to turn up at the end. But we did FaceTime him last night, so it sort of felt like he was involved, hopefully. So, yeah, good old Jamie. But, yeah, thank you for coming. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the food. Definitely recommend going. It's the Fox and Goose if you ever want to go there. Paul owns a pub. So, yeah, sadly, 2 to 3 months waiting list. But, yeah, if you want to book ahead, get in there. It's definitely some good grub. But, yeah, I guess all I should say really is thank my new wife for, yeah, being so beautiful. And, yeah, hopefully everlasting love as our last song. So, yeah, all good. And, yeah, hopefully you enjoy the evening. Definitely some dancing later. So, yeah, let's raise a toast to us. Now for the speeches that I don't really know what's going to happen. To Lukey boy, my two groomsmen.
Yeah. Well, unlike these two, we actually have some to read off, so it won't be as short and sweet, but we'll how you say, way down?
Thank you. Excellent.
Time now, so
We'll get through pages 1 to 5. So, just like to say thank you very much, both of you, for your hospitality. We've had a wonderful day. Adam, it's been a pleasure to see you not be able to stop smiling the entire time. Heather, you look beautiful, and Adam, I'm very glad you bought a new shirt for the occasion and didn't try and re-wear a school shirt as you did for my wedding. So my name is Daniel, this is Luke, and this is Neil. Between us, we are Adam's groomsmen. We have known Adam for most of his life. I think, like many things, I'd say Adam is timeless in the sense that his general appearance hasn't changed in the 19 years we've known him. This has baffled many intellectuals, and I would say it has spawned a very enjoyable lockdown game called How Old is Adam? Where we project pictures onto the slide. We say, Adam, how old are you? He has no idea. We have no idea. And then we guess 10 years out. And still somehow nobody scores any points. In lieu of an official diagnosis of this, we have coined this grandpa syndrome, where an individual chooses their habits, their hairstyle, their fashion choices, including numerous dressing gowns, and golf as their favourite sport, at the age of 11, as if they were in their late 70s. Now, I would say the good news for Adam is if he continues to stay frozen in time as he is, when we do get to our late 70s, it'll be very hip and very trendy. The epitome of grandpa syndrome is the inability to talk about anything other than the weather. Obviously, Adam has taken this to new heights and chosen a career as a meteorologist. The best meteorologists are sent to monitor hurricanes, to look at flash flooding. But if Adam had taken one of these opportunities, how would the poor people of Norwich know if it was raining without looking outside?
We did put Adam down there a lot, saying that he's a slow but to a lifestyle, but he's also not adverse to danger when it suits him. So, some of you may not know Adam's some previous hobbies when he was a bit younger. He was a storm chaser out in America, chasing the tornadoes out through the American South. which was either a desperate attempt for a promotion or a near-death experience, but one of the two. So he's also been a steward at Nottingham Forest and Norwich City Football Ground. If not a strange choice, he has one full-time job but still chooses to be a steward. But he's also a keeper, a peace and a steadfast barrier for those games. It's a hobby. Well, it is in this part of the country, but I won't make a joke about where we are. I don't know how many of you are locals around here. So, one thing he did say to us recently, though, that his worst or most dangerous assignment was the Take That concert only a few weeks ago, where middle-aged women were trying to fight him to get through to the best seats. So, one final way that you might not know about Adam is his love for danger is it's about driving, but not about golf driving. It's his love behind the wheel. Having failed his theory test 3 times, and then also failing his practical test 5 times, writing off the car on his first driving test, we've also experienced his driving a lot for the last few days. I said it was mentioned at the ceremony that we got Adam here on time, but Adam actually drove us down the country lane, so we didn't think we were going to make it here. And his main thing is that he thinks when he approaches a roundabout, it's more of a suggestion than a requirement to slow down. So you just go. The perseverance dedication, though, to going fast and all of his hobbies, though, is a good sign for future married life. I'm sure if he longs to put all his dedication into you, Heather, as he does for everything else, you'll have a good and happy life.
Thank you. We do hope Adam lasts longer today than he did on his stag do. This was obviously, you're almost there. This was obviously golf themed. The round of golf was memorable for only Adam to lose his seat as the best golfer in the family to his stepbrother, Big Adam. Congratulations. I'll take my £20 later, okay? The following round of pub golf was more memorable for the premature finish and the reappearance of one of these aforementioned dressing gowns at 7 p.m. They do say you can't throw a good stag do without somebody throwing up, so thanks for taking one for the team. Adam does have a history of throwing up over his groomsmen. He also threw up over Neil on a geography trip to Borth in a minibus, which had to then be promptly evacuated. Not ideal, that one. To be fair to Adam, you've always been a very loyal friend. You gave up all of your break times and lunch times between the years 9 and 11 at school to accompany me to the other side of school as a schoolyard wingman, as I failed spectacularly to flirt with my future wife. You also always made sure that everybody had someone to walk home with. You would go out of your way and walk miles away from your house to get people home. And I think this was either to avoid all of the jobs that Pete had set for you when you were at home, or how you've somehow managed to stay quite so ripped.
And we've talked a lot here about Adam, though, but today's not just about Adam. Actually, he's probably one of the least important people today. So we'll talk a little bit about our time with Adam and Heather together. Personally, we knew they were perfect together. When we had a little holiday over to Wales, we went on a group trip for the first time. And one of the days we came down for breakfast, and Adam and Heather came down in matching dressing gowns with separate Tupperware containers with their favourite cereals, sat down at the end of a table and had a lovely romantic breakfast together. Meanwhile, me, Dan and Neil, apologies, we managed to set scrambled eggs on fire, poorly cooked some bacon to the point where it was inedible and it came out paler than it was out of the packet, and also set the toast on fire as well. So what we learned from that is that we shouldn't cook breakfast together, but more importantly, you should always have smart and practical solutions, which Adam and Heather has always shown us. And as part of that, we'd like to put you a small little present just on that for your honeymoon in future. And we hope you like cornflakes. So, as mentioned before, there's lots of things we could have talked about in the speech. How if you're going over Adam, you have to be prepared to walk everywhere, as mentioned earlier. At one point, Adam was almost a minor celebrity on a video game called Call of Duty, but only on the Nintendo Wii for small children he used to play with. And then, one final story from our school days before I tell you about is that when one of our underage escapades, when we used to walk down a train line to go camping. And we thought it'd be a good idea to do that with a bottle of ouzo and some black absinthe, but...
Let's leave that for another time. Joking aside, Adam has always been a fantastic, loyal friend, a fun-loving person who goes out of his way to help others. We are proud to call you our friend. I'd just like to say, Heather, Adam, since meeting each other here in Norwich, you've built a life together, you've bought a home, you've grown your family with the addition of Ted, and you have enjoyed everything life has to offer. And I don't think that will change at all now that you're husband and wife. I'd just like to say, everybody, please join us in a toast to Mr. and Mrs. Jury, to Heather and Adam. Thank you very much.
I'm good. Let's go to my place.
Yeah.
Dan's. You know, thank you. Let's go ready to party.